welcome to Around the House in 80 Days. It is Friday the 27th of November, 1 o'clock, and you're here for the living room laughs session. So if we just begin by starting our warm-up, checking our floor area, that we have at least enough of clear space really, so that we can move freely. Doesn't always happen like that in real life though, does it? And that's why we're doing all these moves for balance and flexibility and strength, so that we can negotiate obstacles that little bit more easily in our own homes. If you can, bring in your arms, folks. Remembering to grow tall as you warm up. Keep going. Same if you're sitting. I'm just going to use the end of my sofa for this. Either marching or toe tapping, bringing in your arms for support. Been a wonderful day here again. Just been so lucky this week. Keep going while I check our notes, so that I know what we're going to move on to. Rudy Cat's just come into the frame. Puppies are elsewhere today. Rolo's out enjoying the autumn leaves. Breathing as you go. And just noticing how much easier this is for you because you've been doing it now for 4 weeks. Wow! The difference that 4 weeks can make. And when you're ready, even if you're not so ready, we're going to move on to our first move, because we are trying to keep these to 10 minutes in length. I was getting a row from my director and editor for one that was just a little bit too long the other day. I'm the director and editor, by the way. Okay. So our first move today, we're just going to give our ankles a lovely little bit of a workout, holding on to support and doing some outward circles with my right ankle. I'm aware that everything is reversed for you when you're watching this. And the same outer circles with my left ankle. Identical if you're sitting. And of course, the inward rotation. Smooth movements, and the same on the other leg. And I'm just going over to the seated position, because the other thing that you can do with your ankles, which is very nice, is you can just go onto the outer sides of your feet and feel that lovely stretch on the outer side of your ankles. And equally, you can come into the inner sides of your feet and feel a lovely squeeze at that part of your ankle. Now, the reason that's quite a good move to do is because it helps you to move your feet out and together. And that is something that you can do anytime, watching the television, having a cup of tea, chatting. You can just be keeping these ankles going. Now, I just kind of noticed there that my posture went. I was concentrating on my ankles. So come on, folks, we're nearly there. We're nearly done 4 weeks of wonderful posture. So, and you've been a huge help to me. Just being with you every day has made me really focus on my posture. So I cannot thank you enough. Still got work to do, but hey ho. We're 4 weeks further down that line. Lovely. And then just do a little bit of foot paddling just to ease things out a little bit. Foot paddling is just raising one heel then the other, raising one toe then the other and tapping. Just whatever makes your ankles feel lovely and loose, not so tight. So our next move for this morning is going to be our lunges with the old Hoover. Okay, so you'll remember from the previous session that I do have a heavy Hoover. So if I was doing a static lunge, so just from standing, not actually using my Hoover, but I'm actually using it as a wee support, it's because it's a good heavy Hoover. So I can take my stride out, I can bend my front knee, bend my back knee, and then come back up into standing again. Okay, and I can do that on the other side. You may need a wall or a chair, a good solid chair, back of a chair or a tabletop to use as your support if your Hoover is one of these light ones. And again, if you're sitting, same idea. I'll just move my heavy Hoover out the way. You put one foot forward, lean in, focusing on that lovely movement from your hip and keeping your back straight. It can help to look straight ahead to help keep your spine straight. Carry on. Now, just because you're sitting doesn't mean you get away with doing the hoovering. So what I wanted to show you was, here's my Hoover down, ready to go. I've got my one foot out, positioned for my lunge, and I can just move backwards and forwards with my Hoover. Most Hoovers now have got swivel heads, so you can get a fair area covered even though you are sitting. But just remember to swap legs, and just remember to keep drawing those stomach muscles in, spine tall, so that you are really working on being very secure and beautifully balanced as you move from your hips. Clearly, if you're standing, the advantage of doing the lunge if you're standing is that you can take your step forward, drive your Hoover, bring your Hoover back and recover your position. Take your step forward, drive your Hoover, bring your Hoover back and recover your position. And that is just so much more satisfying than standing and pushing like this, where it all just feels like a chore. We'll call this our Hoover Ballet. Oh dear. That reminds me of that Walt Disney film, the Mickey Mouse one, where the hippo ballerinas. There we go. So that's our hoovering done. And we've had a good few lunges added in there as well. The next thing we're going to do is our flamingo stand, but we're not just going to stand. Oh no, we are adding in a beautiful swing this time. So once again, tall posture, long spine, long neck, chin tucked, a beautiful long front, stomach in, hand out to support, whatever that might be for you. You're going to come off onto one leg, but don't slump. Keep that height, drive through the leg for that beautiful height. But instead of holding your leg for balance this time, you're going to actually do a swing backwards and forwards. So because you're really driving down through the leg that is standing still on the ground, your balance helps you when you're trying to move the other leg. Of course, you're going to do that on the other side. I'm using my Hoover as support because it's steady. It's a stable Hoover. So lovely and tall, onto one leg, swinging the other leg backwards and forwards, and making sure you don't let yourself slump. Keeping tall, drive through that standing leg. Feel the height, feel the length, feel the strength that you are building. And that's your lovely swing flamingo or flamingo swing. And relax. Now if you're sitting for that one, remember when we were sitting, we were finding other ways to use our legs. So we were bringing our foot back so that we got that lovely squeeze behind our knee. You could also, to bring in some marching, is squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. Now that's different to your normal marching where you're not putting any squeeze behind the back of your knee at all. So squeeze back, lift, squeeze back, lift. And that would be a great one for you to do if you're sitting. Our final move for today, now, we've introduced our toe lifts, and we've talked about how they are just great for if you're having to take steps backwards, if you've got really good strong ankles in all areas of that ankle, that is going to help you. It's also great for doing things like climbing stairs, where you have to, you know, put a little crease in there in your ankle to get up the stairs, but also for things like clearing pavements safely. And goodness knows our pavements aren't all uniform, so it's a really great one to do this. However, today what I want you to do is I want you to come into something called heel walking. Very important that you have support for this one because it is a high challenge to your balance on this one. You step forward onto one heel, you don't put your toes down, you step forward onto your other heel. Step forward onto your other heel, step forward onto your other heel. Turn in the direction of your support so that you can make good use of it and go back the way. Heel walking. Now obviously the slower you do it, the harder it is. Turn always towards your support. And you'll see that my toes are staying lifted off the ground. I'm trying to stay tall. I'm trying not to lock my knees. And I'm trying not to stick my bottom out, although the tendency is to do that. If you're sitting, if you would please continue to do these toe lifts. So you bring your toes up for the count of 3. Feel a lovely squeeze at the front of your foot, the front of your ankle, and down for 3. Up for 3, and down for 3. And almost everyone will have the desire to do some wee ankle stretches after that move. It's just kind of a natural thing that you want to be doing. So off you go. Remember, you tune in to what your body wants to do by way of movement. You don't have to stick rigorously to what I'm doing. If you feel you need to put a wee stretch in, or take a deep breath, or do something just quite spontaneous, you just do it, folks. That is the joy of moving. Okay, I think now if you want to go into your cool down, for my cool down today I'm going to do some cushion plumping. While I'm toe tapping. Go over to this one and get this one now. There we go. If you don't want to plump your cushions, you could bring in a little boxing movement. You could go to double jabs. You could just have fun. Again, my coordination lets me badly down. If I'm focusing on my boxing, I can't really focus on my legs. The joys. It's not a surprise. I've known this since I was very, very small. Okay, folks, thank you so much for joining us today. Remember that our telephone Health and Wellbeing Friendship Circles start next week. Wow! And if you haven't already registered but would just love to join us for some telephone group chat and laughter and tips and hints, and just maybe to get the odd worry off your chest or to make some friends, please don't hesitate. Call our switchboard number to register: 0333 323 2400. 0333 323 2400. We so look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye everyone.